Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel all around the world. Don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds of this. Because what you're about to hear is not just news of an idol arriving at an airport. This is a fragment of reality that has quietly shaken the map of global K-pop power. April 2026, without a teaser, without a press conference, without a single word, yet the impact feels like a major declaration deliberately hidden. That name has once again become the center of the world's attention. Kim Taehyung. And what's even more surprising, everything happened in silence, as if something far bigger is being prepared behind the scenes. Why wasn't a moment this big announced? Why was the public only given small fragments? And is this a sign of a comeback, a global strategy, or the beginning of something that has never happened before in the K-pop industry? In this video, we will break it all down sharply and based on facts. How a mysterious arrival at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport turned into a global phenomenon. Why there was no chaos despite thousands of army flooding the area. The meaning behind small gestures described by analysts as control presence. And the reason why Kim Taehyung's expressions and attitude actually sparked massive speculation among global media. We will also discuss the fact behind an 18-hour journey without visible fatigue, a visual presence described as unreal by netizens, and one of the hottest questions now dividing public opinion. Is the world being deliberately made to wait for something bigger? So before we go deeper, write your opinion in the comments. Do you think this is a genius strategy or is something being hidden? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And if you feel this is not just ordinary news, share it now. Let the world see another side of Kim Taehyung that not everyone dares to reveal. Because what happened in April 2026 is not just the arrival of celebrity. This is a moment that quietly shifts how the world reads the power of a global icon. No press conference, no official announcement, yet the impact feels like a declaration intentionally concealed. That name once again becomes the center of global attention. Kim Taehyung, Atlanta, amid the dense air traffic and non-stop rhythm at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, an unscheduled moment drastically changed the atmosphere. There was no special announcement from airport authorities, no striking layers of security from the beginning. But the moment the international arrival doors opened, a public space that is usually neutral turned into a focal point of global emotion. Sources from several international media confirmed that this arrival had been monitored hours beforehand, yet still took place without excessive exposure, a rare approach for a figure of this magnitude. After completing an intercontinental journey estimated to reach 18 hours, Kim Taehyung stepped out with a visual composition almost opposite to public expectations. There were no symbols of luxury being emphasized, no theatrical gestures. He wore a white mask covering part of his face, a simple dark sweater, and a brown backpack hanging lightly on his shoulders. Yet it is precisely within that simplicity that lies an image power difficult to replicate. High-resolution camera observations and field journalist reports highlighted one consistent detail. There were no significant signs of fatigue. His face remained composed, his expression stable, and his gaze alive. A sharp contrast to the reality of the long journey he had just completed. Public reaction occurred spontaneously and massively. A group of fans who had gathered in the arrival area immediately created a wave of sound echoing throughout the Atlanta airport. The name Kim Taehyung was shouted repeatedly, creating an emotional resonance difficult to replicate even in a staged scenario. But what stood out most was not the intensity, but the control. There was no chaos, no crowd pushing that led to disorder. Airport security and escort teams worked with precise coordination, while fans, often associated with uncontrollable euphoria, displayed striking collective discipline. Because armies around the world, from the young to the old, were all present to welcome Kim Taehyung and witness the man often called the most handsome in the world. In a global media landscape often dominated by sensation, this moment presented an anomaly. The interaction was minimal. A wave of the hand, a slight nod, and subtle gestures that were almost symbolic. Yet the simplicity produced a deeper psychological impact. Pop culture analysts see this as a form of controlled presence, a strategy where exposure is minimized, but the effect is maximized through public perception. One nonverbal element became a subject of its own analysis. The position of both hands slightly raised forward. In body language interpretation, this gesture can be seen as a combination of self-protection and situational control. He was not only maintaining physical distance, but also creating an emotional boundary that still respected the presence of fans. Behind him, rows of professional photographers with telephoto lenses created an intense visual background, emphasizing the contrast between individual calmness and the pressure of global attention surrounding him. Even closer, the cameras captured something that cannot be engineered: the expression in his eyes. Despite part of his face being covered by a mask, his gaze remained the center of the visual narrative. There was no excessive tension, no sign of extreme fatigue. Instead, what appeared was stability, a condition rarely seen after long travel across time zones. This triggered speculation among industry observers. Is this a result of disciplined self-management, or part of a larger preparation yet to be revealed to the public? What stands out most from this entire event is what did not happen. There was no official statement, no clarification regarding the purpose of the arrival, no publicly announced agenda. In the context of the global entertainment industry, where every movement is usually packaged as part promotion, the absence of an official narrative became the loudest point within the silence. This phenomenon sparked mixed reactions in the digital space. Some fans see it as proof of consistent character, that Kim Tae-hyung maintains his identity amid global pressure. But on the other hand, critical questions have begun to surface. Why did such a major moment occur without transparency? Is the public being intentionally left to speculate? Or is this part of a high-level communication strategy designed to build anticipation organically? In a broader framework, this arrival can no longer be seen as a single event. It is a fragment of something bigger, a pattern that is yet to be fully understood. If silence is part of the strategy, then its effect is already visible. Global attention is concentrated without the need for an explicit trigger. And at this point, the narrative transforms into an unavoidable open question. Because if presence alone is enough to shake public perception, then what will happen when the next move is finally revealed? What exactly is Kim Tae-hyung preparing after this moment? And why does the world seem to be deliberately left waiting? And at this point, we arrive at a conclusion that actually opens an even bigger question. Because what happened in April 2026 is not just the arrival of celebrity. This is a moment that quietly shifts how the world interprets the power of a global icon. No press conference, no official announcement. Yet the impact feels like a deliberately hidden declaration. That name once again becomes the center of global attention. Kim Tae-hyung. From Atlanta to the rest of the world. From the noise of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport to the global digital space. Everything leaves the same trace. An unanswered mystery. Thank you for watching until the end. If you feel this is not just ordinary news, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. But if you don't like it, feel free to skip, because the Taehyung Lovers channel never forces anyone. Now it's your turn to speak. In your opinion, is this a grand strategy or is something being deliberately hidden? Write it in the comments. And remember, this is not over. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned for the next developments only on Taehyung Lovers, because while the world is still guessing, we will keep uncovering. Keep following every update about Kim Tae-hyung only on this channel. Thank you, and see you next time. That concludes our meeting. Good night, stay safe, and get ready, because this story is far from over.